Imagine a king conquers your city and gives you a terrifying choice. He says,
I am going to burn this place to the ground. You can leave with whatever you can carry on your back, but everything and everyone left behind will die.
what do you grab? Your jewelry, your gold, your family heirlooms. In the year 1140, the women of a German castle called Weinsberg faced this exact test. But they did not grab their money. They found a loophole in the king's logic that was so audacious it became a legend. Today on Thought Trek, we are telling the story of the wives of Weinsberg to prove a powerful rule. Selfishness makes you panic, but love makes you smart. This is how the Kinship Keystone can help you find solutions that isolated people never see. Welcome back to Thought Trek, where we explore the history and psychology behind a better life. This week, we are discussing the Kinship Keystone. In modern life, we are often told to look out for number one. We think that in a crisis, whether it is a layoff, a lawsuit, or a personal tragedy, we need to cut ties and protect ourselves. But history tells a different story. It shows us that isolation is a trap. The people who survive the storm are the ones who anchor themselves to others. Let's go back to medieval Germany to see exactly how this works. The year is 1140. A bitter civil war is raging in Germany between King Conrad III and the rebellious Duke Welf. Conrad's army surrounds the castle of Weinsberg. The siege lasts for weeks. The people inside are starving, their walls are crumbling, and they have no choice but to surrender. King Conrad is furious. He wants to send a brutal message to any other rebels. He decrees that all the men in the castle, the duke, the soldiers, the fathers, the sons, are to be executed. But perhaps feeling a moment of chivalry, Conrad makes an offer to the women. He grants them safe conduct. He tells them they can leave the castle before the execution begins. And as a gesture of mercy, he says they can take whatever they can carry on their shoulders. The king expects them to come out carrying chests of gold, expensive dresses, or cooking pots, the things he assumed women valued most. The next morning, the gates open. The king's army watches, ready to laugh at the women struggling with their furniture, but the laughter stops. The first woman walks out. She is not carrying gold. She is staggering under the weight of her husband. Behind her, another woman carries her father. A sister carries her brother. The women of Weinsberg had physically hoisted the men onto their backs. They were technically following the king's orders. They were taking what they could carry. The king's generals were outraged. They shouted, "This is a trick. Put them down." They wanted to slaughter the men right there. But King Conrad watched this procession of sweating, struggling women, risking their own safety to save their kin. He started to laugh, and then he lowered his sword. He said, "A king's word stands and cannot be twisted." He let them go. Because of that bond, that refusal to let go of each other, the entire garrison survived. So why does this matter to you in the 21st century? You probably are not under siege by a German king, but you will face sieges. Financial crises, toxic work environments, health scares. When these things happen, our reptile brain kicks in. It screams, save yourself, hoard your money. Throw your colleague under the bus. Hide. That is the isolation trap. When you focus only on yourself, your vision narrows. You only see the obvious exits. The women of Weinsberg teach us that kinship creates lateral thinking. Because they were focused on saving others, they saw a solution that did not exist for the selfish mind. In your career, if your team is facing layoffs, do not just hide in your cubicle. Band together. Share leads, write each other recommendations, negotiate as a block. In your finances, if you're drowning in debt, do not hide it in shame. Carry each other. Open up to your family, pool your resources, and attack the problem as a unit. The lesson is simple. When you try to carry everything alone, you break. When you carry each other, you become untouchable. Today, the ruins of that castle are still standing in Germany. The place is known as Weibertrue, which translates to wifely loyalty. It stands as a stone monument to the Kinship Keystone. It reminds us that your strongest defense is not your walls, your bank account, or your title. It is the people you are willing to carry and the people who are willing to carry you. If you want to build a mind that turns obstacles into opportunities, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Thought Trek. This is Thought Trek. Remember, in the storm, be the anchor. Thanks for watching.